Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Souls Intersect. I decided to do a second reading for the month of September in celebration of the equinox, but also because I wanted to, for all 12 signs, put out a reading that is just an intuitive reading. So I'm not going to be using tarot cards. I did select a goddess from the Goddess Tarot deck, and these are the major arcana from that deck. For you, I selected Venus. She represents the lovers in this deck. So I'm going to bring in her energy too, but I'm also going to ask Spirit for any general messages that come through for you, Gemini. Okay, so I'm going to raise the vibration. So I'm hearing union of heart and mind. And as you know, the Lover's card is often about union of many different kinds. I do feel this very sensual, fiery passion too happening for some of you. For some of you, that may be happening in the realm of romance. And for others, it could just be like this rekindling of something within yourself, a past passion that you have recalled that is coming up again, that you're feeling inspired to pursue. And there's also a sense of balancing moving into fall. I get the sense that for a lot of you, there may have been some kind of disoriented energy over summer for some reason. A lot of processing on one hand, but also being busy in the outer world. On the other hand, I'm seeing some of you with children doing different types of things, even some travel. So really all over the place and really being pulled apart in different directions because you had to put so much effort outward, but also were really being called upon to do inner work. So not all of you had to do both of these in any extreme, and some of you may have avoided one or the other. So maybe because of the inner work, you may have avoided doing some of the outer activities, or vice versa, where you kept busy to maybe even avoid doing some of the inner work. Regardless, the energies were pulling you in both directions. You were being called upon to do both. And that's also very Gemini, okay? So sometimes some of that is just really natural within you, but I feel like it was emphasized over the summer. And so moving into fall, I feel those two sides coming back into balance, like a recalibration. And it's going to feel really good. I feel like you're going to feel whole again. It's two parts of you that, again, I see like this tug of war being pulled apart and now coming back together more comfortably, without the strain, without the tension. So I do feel that you're going to be able to rest easy more to a certain extent this month in September and possibly moving into the fall. But I don't see energies dying down at all. I really see that fiery passion igniting, and I would really encourage you to allow that inspiration to drive you in a certain direction, to follow it. And going back to that message I'm hearing again, between heart and mind, that is another way that I feel some of you have been pulled in two different directions. Is this the rational thing to do, even, but my desire is telling me to do it. So that kind of heart and mind feeling. And I get the sense that with this Lover's card and this union energy, that you'll be able to reconcile those, either through some sort of compromise between the heart and mind, maybe a choice. For some of you, that's how this card can be about union, but also be about choice, because sometimes two things can come together in balance and as a compromise, but sometimes you have to make a choice between one or the other to achieve that balance. And so that's how I see this dual meaning of this card. And that is something that some of you will be facing, because you may have to choose your heart over your mind, or your mind over your heart. That doesn't feel as good to me. I don't encourage that for anyone usually. However, some of you may have to, even if it's just temporarily, go that route. Regardless, there may be a choice involved. And the heart and mind doesn't necessarily have to be about romance either, remember. So that could be about a passion in life, with work, career, something with your children, something regarding planning, like a trip, travel. Let me see what else comes in. Okay. I am getting for some of you that there is a union, a romantic union, and the meaning that wants to come through, that is also related to me, to this lover's energy and this Venus, this beauty, is this idea of it being a compatibility sexually, but also spiritually. And that the two aren't so different. They're not so different. We tend to think of one as very base and physical, and the other one as the near opposite. But the source is the same place. There's a fine line between them, in some sense. And in the past, possibly even before history was written, sexuality was purely spiritual. Although the physical body was used, it was purely acknowledged that it was from a spiritual source. So it's not that it isn't anymore, but it was acknowledged. And I feel like that's something some of you may be lucky enough to enjoy this month or going into the fall. So that's a really beautiful thing. And in that case, I do feel Venus coming in and really embracing you and encouraging you to really to be beautiful, to let your inner beauty shine outward, and even to adorn yourself outwardly, to celebrate your beauty. That's what I want to say, because that's something that she brings forth too. Okay, Gemini, so I want to wrap this up here. Let me know if you liked this, and also remember I have 2 promotions going on this month. It's $35 for a past life reading and $35 for a 20-minute intuitive tarot reading. And if you have any questions, please email me at soulsintersect@gmail.com. Thank you.